There was a couple that were getting married, and very well-off couple. They offered me all these random things if I'd sleep with this soon-to-be wife.
That's mental, man.
I thought it was a joke at first, but it was not because they showed up into Seattle.
I am such a big fan of this man and his incredible show, Deadliest Catch. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the man himself, Josh Harris.
Hey, thanks, brother. What's going on, my man?
I'm good. Listen, there's something our audience absolutely has to know about you, and that is that you are the live embodiment of Russell Brand in Get Him to the Greek. Is that or is that not true?
Well, Get Him to the Greek, great movie. Kind of retired now. Had a one-night stand to our lifetime memories. Trojan is not your favorite condom. Remember that. So it kind of slowed me down a little bit. But got a great daughter out of the deal. And one hell of a child support payment. But other than that, things are great. That movie was a great movie, and that's the way I used to roll. Calmed down a little bit now, but still getting with it. So.
That's what they all say. Calm down a little bit now. Well, Josh, this game that we're about to play will tell us the truth. It will tell us if you really have calmed down or if you haven't. Should we go ahead?
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
Josh, we're going to play one of my favorite games of all time, Don't Lie to Me. The rules are simple. I'm going to ask you a bunch of downright inappropriate questions, and you're going to lie to me on only one occasion. I, being the self-professed human lie detector, is going to try and detect your lie. And if I do, I win. QP have promised me $3 million, which I'm more than happy, by the way, to split with you if I win. So there's a lot at stake here, man. Shall we do it? Let's get straight into it. What is the dumbest name for a boat that you have ever heard or seen?
This boat was outside Ketchikan, Alaska. It was a little dinghy. It was called the Sea Junkie. Or Getting Hard, that was pretty weird too, but it's kind of a toss-up, I would suppose.
Where'd you see that?
That was over in California. It was actually a yacht. And I'm pretty sure the guy owned a porn studio, I would imagine. Or maybe he was part of Viagra. I don't know if he was the Viagra company himself, but yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Only in Cali. Only in Cali would you ever find that. All right, let's move on. Question 2. What is the weirdest sailor superstition you actually believe?
No living plants on a boat. Because if you have living plants on a boat, then it will generally find its way down to other living plants, which would be at the bottom of the sea.
Interesting. Really interesting. I remember watching that episode where you were stuck in Typhoon Nuri in the Philippines. It looked insanely dangerous, man.
Yeah, that was quite a doozy. Mother Nature, sometimes she just blows so hard, it'll bring you to your knees. When you start getting wet, that's when everything is it goes downhill from there.
I don't know how you guys do it, honestly. I would be seasick all over the place. On that note, let's move on to the next question. So, what is the most outrageous thing that's happened on Deadliest Catch that never made it on air?
That is a good question. The most outrageous thing that's ever happened. I mean, there was one time my dad he used the bathroom, and we have like RV toilets on these boats because normal toilets would crack in half. And the toilet got plugged, but he didn't know that. So he used the bathroom and he went to hit the little step, like on those RV toilets, you have to push down that little handle underneath the toilet with your foot. And it was like a loaded potato gun, and it shot him in the face with everyone's shit. And he came out, there was stuff just stuck to the ceiling and everything, and there was an outline of his head on the ceiling. And and he came out of that bathroom, his eyes were just beet red, just because he'd just been hit with a potato gun full of shit at a very high rate of speed. And It was a really poopy situation, but that one never made air. But that was definitely one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen in my life.
That is absolutely vile. I mean, seriously, that better be your lie, man. I don't really want to discuss that one further. Let's move on. Have you ever played a prank on any rival fishermen? I really, really can't wait to hear the answer to this one.
Oh man, the worst prank that I've ever played on another fishing boat. I mean, there's been quite a few. There was one time it didn't end up on the show either that we switched out the hydraulic lines in the boat down the engine room. So when they put it in drive, it went in reverse, but they ended up hitting a dock and it caused a lot of damage. So that was a prank that was pretty bad.
That's mental, man. That they must have been so pissed off. They must have been so annoyed.
Yeah, I got $100,000 bill out of that one. So that it wasn't as funny as we anticipated it to be, because they put it in drive. It'd be like if you put your car in drive and all of a sudden it goes in full reverse and there's other boats behind you or other cars behind you, because you'd automatically think if you put your car in drive, it's going to go forward. And that ended up being pretty weird. And it wasn't cool because I got $100,000 bill out of it. But yeah, live and learn.
I probably shouldn't be laughing at your misery, but that story is worth every penny of the $100,000 you paid for it, man. That's a pretty good story. Let's move on. In all the years of filming, have you ever hooked up with anyone on the boat?
No. Listen, it's like Vegas. You just don't talk about it.
Josh, in all the years that you have been back and forth across the world on that boat, with your Russell Brand-esque lifestyle, I'm sorry, but I do not believe that you haven't hooked up with anyone on a boat. So are you lying to me, Josh? Is this your lie? Have I just caught you red-handed?
Hey, as I replied no, I was shaking my head yes. So we'll just leave it at that, And I can guarantee you one thing, it didn't look like a walrus too. But, the boats are rocking, don't come a-knocking. That's all I can say.
That is the quote of the century, my friend. When the boat is rocking, don't come knocking. Josh Harris, 2021. Listen, if you're not going to tell us about your personal life, I totally understand. But here's another juicy one for you, my friend. Tell us about the most incredible night out you have ever had. And don't spare us the details.
Well, when I was in New York, I went out and I was in normal clothes and everything. They were having a black tie affair. And the guy that owned the hotel, it was the same, it's called the Time Hotel. And it was attached to P. Diddy's building. And I was smoking outside and P. Diddy hit me with the door and told me not to smoke in front of his doors. And so I walked a little bit to the left, met the owner of the Time Hotel, where he proceeds to take me to this rooftop black tie affair. And then I woke up and I was on an island with some rich people that I didn't know, and I forgot how I got there. And I wanted to leave, but you can only get off with a private jet. Had no passport, didn't have my wallet. I had like $70 in my pocket. And it took 2 days to get home. And that was very awkward because I was supposed to work the next day. And I was working for Discovery Corporate in New York because I lived in New York for a while. But that was one of the weirdest times of my life, I think.
I'm just trying to picture for a second what you told Discovery when you couldn't make that meeting. Josh, this is just starting to get spicy, so let's keep turning up that heat. Who is your celebrity crush?
Ooh, celebrity crush. Man. That is a really good question. Olivia Wilde, maybe. Olivia Wilde's hot, man. And I have not met her yet, but a couple of my buddies know her, so maybe one of these days, I'll at least get to shake her hand. She's pretty hot.
Well, Olivia Wilde, if you are for some reason watching Chirp and Chat, Josh Harris is keen.
Just a simpleton, man. I'm a giant goofball. Enjoy long walks in the park, occasionally doing cartwheels, love to drink vodka, and I'm a really good high five and hugger. So if you ever see me in public, dude, come at me with the high five, man. So I got a high five. My game is strong with high fives, so just remember that.
Dude, that is exactly what you need to do when you meet Olivia Wilde. Give her a good old Josh Harris high five, and I am sure she will melt, my friend. I am sure she will. On that note, listen, you're filming 11 months out of 12 months of the year. What are you doing for that one remaining month?
Well, the month that I'm not filming, I spend a lot of time with my daughter, and I get to spend a little bit of time with my friends, and the rest of the time practicing making children.
Of course you do, man. I don't even know why I even bother asking at this point. Okay, final question. Another really, really good one. What is the weirdest thing a fan has ever messaged you?
Well, there was a couple that were getting married, and very well-off couple. They offered me all these random things if I'd sleep with his soon-to-be wife. That was the only way he could get married. Well, that was pretty strange. And they offered me all sorts of trinkets and thises and that's and trips. And I thought it was a joke at first, but it was not, because they showed up into Seattle and tried to find me. So it was very odd. And and they were tied into some people, because they did find me. And that was a little strange.
Dude, I honestly have no words. I have no words. I don't know whether to be incredibly creeped out or impressed by how much your fans love you. Let's now move on to the end, Josh. We have reached that wonderful point in the game where I get to guess which one of these is the lie. Okay, let's quickly recap the questions. What is the dumbest name for a boat you've ever seen? What is the weirdest sailor superstition you actually believe? What is the most outrageous thing that never aired? Have you ever played a prank on a rival fisherman? Have you ever hooked up with anyone on the boat? What is your most memorable night out? Who is your celebrity crush? What do you do when you're not filming? What is the weirdest thing a fan has ever messaged you? Alright, if I had to guess, I'd say there's one incredibly obvious lie here, right? And that is the story about the shit flying into your dad's face. That's just way too far-fetched. I don't believe a word of it. Tell me I'm right, Josh. Tell me I'm right.
That would be correct.
Yeah! I nailed it, man. I nailed it.
Just kidding. No, I've lied to you.
You can't do that, man. You can't do
Nope.
that.
It was actually the name of the big boat, Getting Hard. Never seen that.
Dude, that was a tough one, man. You are a pretty damn good actor, my friend. You're a pretty damn good actor. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years, dude. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. Well, I've got to pick up the pieces now, Josh, and say that it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, my friend. I can't wait to fly over and see you. I'm definitely not taking a boat. I get incredibly seasick. And I can't wait to come and visit you, dude.
Dude, fly Delta, man. It's a lot more comfortable. But yeah, dude, anytime. Anytime you feel like getting divorced, come on down and see me, pal.
Thanks so much for joining us on this incredible episode of Chirp and Chat with the man himself, Josh Harris. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, you better believe it, man. Anytime. Always welcome.
This episode was brought to you by our sponsor, QP, a revolutionary app that allows content creators to take back control of their content. With enhanced messaging features, monetization, privacy settings, and multiple profiles, QP makes it easier than ever to create and build your own community the way that you like it. If you're a content creator, jump onto the App Store or Google Play to download it now. Subscribe to our channel for more incredible interviews with some of the world's most admired content creators. Thanks for tuning in, folks.